Okay. If you can see me in just a minute. Okay, if you can't see me, I would love for you to chat. You should be able to chat at me. Chat at me. What's that blocking my view? Someone's blocking my view. Actually, this one. Copy. My camera is getting in the way. But somehow I'll have to manage that. So please chat at me. Let's see what question we would solve. Okay, I have someone already. List of participants. Okay, I have someone. Am I talking to myself? Okay. You can see the chats. I want to solve the questions that are the weakest links. So please, boss, sadly. People, are you there? Okay. Please chat, say hello so I know you are watching. We have 2 people now. Nice. I guess that should be Ibra. Ibra, you can just say, let me see. I think we might have to communicate via chats. Aha! I have one person. Hi. I have one person. Hi. So I guess, wow. Participants 5. Okay, NIC. Any other person? That's too loud. Okay. Better now? Speaker. Okay. Okay, let's kick off quickly and see what we can do. The exam is tomorrow. So let's look at, I guess question 112 should be interesting. Let's look at question 112. Okay, if I'm sure you have, this should be question 1 and 2. Can you see the question on your phone before I start? Okay. I need you to say whether you can see the question or not so that I can start. Communication is really, so when I have to write the question, I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'll read it out. First of all, your requirements. You should start from requirements first before you go to the question. It says, calculate Richard's tax adjusted trading profits for the year end 5th of April 2018. Note, your computation should commence with the net profit figure of blah 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 blah. And it goes. Okay, let me just write the question here. On 6th April. Okay. Better. Since you can see, there's no need of writing this. Thanks for answering. Okay. Calculate Richard's tax adjusted trading profit for the year ended 5th of April. Requirements for A is calculate Richard's tax adjusted trading profit. Okay, for the year ended 5th of April 2018. Quickly we'll jump into it. It says note 1, the computation should commence with the net profit figure of £32,200 and should list all of the items referred to in note 1 to 4 indicated by the use of 0, any items which do not require adjustment. In answering this part of the question, you are not expected to take account of any of the information provided in part B below. Quickly, we'll just move straight in. We'll come to the NIC part, but let's enjoy this part. So your computation should start with net profit figure. Normally, when you have this kind of questions, they've already solved it for you. Net profit figure. Just put net profit figure. 32,200. That's the starting of the question. Then you take them list by list. Don't go reading everything. You'll be wasting your time if you're reading everything verbatim. Just take them note 1, note 2, note 3, note 4. Here they say we should do it. And you have to understand the rules regarding some of these things, but we'll take them through it. And it says, on 6th of April, Richard commenced in self-employment, wasn't a restaurant. Richard stated the profit and loss for the year ended 5th of April 2018 is as follows. So this is self-assessment. So gross profit, net profit is here. So we'll take the next one. After gross profit, expenses, we have motor expenses, 7,660. Now you can see annotated here is note 1, we go to note 1. Motor expenses. Motor expenses as follows: cost of running Richard's motor car, 4,000. So the cost of running the motor car used by the restaurant's chef, parking fines, quickly, no wasting time, we hit the road. Cost of running Richard's motor car, 4,700. Richard's motor car is used 70% for private journeys, and the chef's motor car is used 20% for private journeys. Whenever you see something like this, and they are talking about self-employment, Richard is using 70% for private journey, means that that will be calculated into the cost of it. But for the chef, there's no private use for it. There's no private use for it. So the private use is not an allowable cost for Richard. Why is it not an allowable cost for Richard? Because under self-assessment, it is not allowable. He's under self-employment. It's not allowable. So the figure you see here for Richard for 4,700 is going to be 4,710 times 70. I wish I could do this better. I would say car expenses. Here's Richard, and this is going to be 4,710 times 70%. You could chat me up just to let me know that you're still there and that I'm not talking to myself. I've messed up everything. My calculator. So 4,710 times 70 and plug here. Remember the aim of the question is calculate Richard's tax adjusted trading profit. I just picked this up, I thought it was under IC. It's not. But we will still flow with it. Okay, now motor expenses for the chef, car expenses for the chef. This is going to be 0. Don't forget, if you don't put it, they will penalize you. They won't give you the marks for it. So note what I said. Richard is running his own business. He's an Abama running his own business. So 70% private use. The only thing which can be disallowed is 30%. Note that clearly. But any of the staff that are under him, an allowable cost, 0. So quickly we go down to parking fines incurred by Richard. Of course, Richard committed a crime. He parked somewhere last month. Parking fines cannot be allowable in terms of deduction, so this would go straight. That would be 280. Yeah, thanks, Ibu. That would be 280. We're done with note 1, so we go down to note 2. Note 2 says Richard lives in an apartment which is situated above the restaurant, and 1/5 of the total property expenses of £6,200 relate to this apartment. 1/5 of the total expenses. Richard he's running a restaurant. His house is on top of the restaurant. 1/5 of his cost of that of his cost in terms of the property expenses is his. So they've solved this for us. It's 1/5. It's clear. That would be expenses, property expenses. This would clearly be 16 divided by let me just say times 1/5. Calculator 16, 200 divided by 5, and that is 3,240. You have to think about the overall picture of what we are trying to do. Each time you get confused while you're answering the question, go back to the objective, which has tax adjustable trading income for the period for the year ended 5th of April 2018. So we are done with 2, so we go to 3. So 3 should be decoration, repairs and renewals. Repairs and renewals as follows: decorating the restaurant, 5,100; decorating the apartment, 1,320. So decorating the decoration. This is restaurant. This is apartment. This is the same principle. When you're spending money on the business, it is an allowable deduction when it comes in terms of your tax adjustable trading profit, your adjusted tax adjustable trading profit. So Richard wants a restaurant. So since he wants a restaurant, now following the cost, if let's say they said Richard expanded the restaurant, this will not be an allowable cost. We will definitely put it in there. If you acquire a property and you decide to, if you do minor renewals or so, it's an allowable cost. If you minor renewals, our repairs related to it, allowable cost, decoration and that allowable cost. But if you have to enhance the value of that property by, let's say, it's not in a usable form, and you have to put in work, that is capitalized. It's a capital expenditure, and you cannot disallow it here. So it's all borrowed. So for this restaurant, but for the apartment, this is not part of the business. So that goes in straight in terms of the tax adjusted. One abra. Hope I can go fast. 1,323. Then other expenses. We have for number 4, other expenses. The figure of £10,960 for other expenses include legal fees of 2,590 in connection with the purchase of the restaurant property. The remaining expenses are all renewable. The figure of 10,900 for other expenses include legal fees of 2,590 in connection with the purchase of the restaurant property. Legal fees are not an allowable deduction, so clearly that will go in. Legal fees, 2,590. Now you have to take note of these things, this one. Take note of this also. Now, if you add all these up, I have my notes here. It is 42,927. 1 minute. First, let me type some. This. Do you know how to do this already? So if you know how to do it, no need to waste time to jump to other things which would make sense. Okay, since you know how to do this already, so let me just go to the next thing. So let's save time. After you do this, then you will calculate the capital allowances, deduct it, and you get to the tax adjustable. Let's do the NIC quickly. I'm just rushing through this so we can hit the areas which are not too strong for us. Okay, B is on NIC. It says, Richard had 3 employees working for him in his restaurant during the tax year 2017/18 as follows. Okay, requirement first. Let's read the requirement. Calculate the employees' Class 1 and Class 1A national insurance contributions, which Richard would have incurred in respect of his employees' earnings and benefits for the tax year 2017/18. So we are calculating 2 things. Class 1 and Class 1A. I'll talk a bit on this Class 1. For Class 1, we have employee and employer. And this is purely benefits. This is purely on benefits. So this is basically what we'll be testing us on. We have Class 2 and Class 4. This is for self-assessment. And this is normally for paid, okay. This is related to paid work. Let's just say paid work. But is related to paid work. So when you see a question where they say, is Mr. X owns a business, this Class 2 and Class 4 applies. And you have to, at the back of your question, you have those benchmarks there. And for this one, but for this question, they said we should look at Class 1 employer and this. So we go straight to it. I keep this here so I can reference it. Okay, it says a chef who was employed throughout the tax year 2017-18 on a gross salary of £46,000. The chef was provided with a petrol-powered car. See the plant and machine information in part A. The list price of the motor car is the same as its cost. Richard did not provide any fuel for private journeys. So I would love to start with Class 1 first. Employer was employed throughout the tax year 2017-18 on a gross salary of $46,000. So if it is $46,000, if we look here, if you look at the formula sheet, you will see Class 1 employer. £1 to £8,164 per year is nil. £8,165 and above is 13.8%. Look at it clearly. So that means that this employer earns £46,000 yearly. So £1 to 8,164, 0. So the next one now will be 46,000 minus 8,164. Look at it. Okay, 8,164 times 13.8%. get this. Class 1. So I'm hoping to manage it. So this is 46,000 minus 8164 times this is 5221. We are calculating for class 1. So if you get this, we move down to the second one. Remember, this is for the chef. This is for the chef. Now we'll go to number 2. A part-time waitress who was employed for 20 hours per week throughout the tax year 2017-18 on a gross annual salary of 8,000. Now 8,000 according to, once it is below, remember we said once it is from here to here, within the threshold of £1 to 8,164 is nil. So for the part-time waitress, 8,000 is less than this. So the assessment will be 0. Now the next one is an assistant chef. An assistant chef who was employed for 8 months from 6 August 2017 to 5th of April on a gross monthly salary of 2,200 pounds. Okay. Please tell me you get it, so because I want to discuss something here now. Whenever you notice, whenever you notice that they talk about monthly, you can solve, like for the assistant chef who was employed for 8 months from 6th of August to April, you will calculate the months that she worked, and if you want to do it on a yearly basis, that's August. 6th of August to September, that's September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That should be 8 months. So we can do this. I prefer to do it this other way. And we say 2,200 minus. Now, this is on a yearly basis. 8164 divided by 12 will give you 680. Because of the set it's a monthly salary, it makes no difference. You can do it on a yearly basis or you can do it on a monthly basis. So 6,080 times 13.8%. Just leave here. Times 8. 8 is the number of months. So if I do this, I will end up with 1, 6, 7, 8. Add that all up and it will be 6,899. But you're not done yet. Because one of the advantages of having a business is that you are being given an employee, they call it you are being given an allowance, an employment allowance. So, though you pay this for your employees, you are entitled to less employment allowance of 3,000. And that is the answer for class 1 employers contribution. Remember, class 1 employer. Very good. Notes. If you are with your formula sheets, the formula sheet will make it very easy for you. For the part-time wait assistant chef, okay, it's still 13.8%. 13.8%. Oh, sorry, I should have made it big. And you don't need to cram this. You don't need to cram it. It's in your formula sheet. So can I claim this so that we can do the benefit part? You are good, so we can do the benefit part. Merci. They were quite lucky class 1A. From the question, we're quite lucky we don't have many benefits in here. Where is it again? Where's my question? Okay. If you look at note 1, that's where we have a benefit. Benefits like car benefits, things you enjoy from your employer which does not relate to money. You are not just taxed based on cash, you also tax on what benefits your employer provides to you, though there are some allowances that which is averaging like 20%, but on this let's look at this one. It says the chef was employed throughout the tax year 2017-18 on the gross annual salary of £46,000. We are done with that. That's class 1A employer, which we did. The chef was provided with a petrol-powered motor car. The list price of the motor car is the same as its cost. Richard did not provide any fuel for private journeys. Let's look at the motor car. Go to the additional information and you see where it says additional information. It says motor car 1 is used by Richard and motor car 2 is used by the restaurant's chef. I'm looking for the CO2 emission. That would act as a guide. Okay, the CO2 emission is 103 grams. That's chef's car. 103 grams per kilometer. I'll give you a step-by-step approach. Once you see this, step 1. Now, this is a petrol-powered car. Note in your mind that we are trying to find a percentage. We are trying to find a percentage with a formula that we'll use to multiply against the list price. I want you to understand it so you don't just have to find the formula. So step one is, once you see 103, you take it down. If you round it down to, like, if it's 103, you round it down to 100. If it's 106, you round it down to 105 in terms of fives. If it's 107, you round it down to 105. If it's 109, you round it down to 105. So this is 103. So if it's 101, 102, 103, 104, you round it down to 100. So you say round down 103 to 100. Step 2. Now, you do these things because, before I spend some time on that one, I will go to your formula sheet and you see, we go through these steps. If it is bigger, if the grams per kilometer for the car is greater than 95. If it is like 50, you apply 9% of the list price. It's on your formula sheet, so you don't need to cram it. 51, 76, 95, but this one, once it's above 95, you now start doing this. So we say 100 divided by 5 is what? 20. Okay. Something sorry. It's 195 divided by 5. Once it's above 95, then you do this. Round it down to 100, so 100 minus 95 divided by 5, that will give you 1. Then step 3, you say 18% plus 1% is equals to 19%. Now, this 19% is what you use against the list price for the benefits that would be taxable in regards to the check. So what is the cost? From the question, it says that the list price of motor car is the same as its cost. Additional information says that the cost is 16,800. So step 4, 16,800 pounds times 19%. Okay. Let me write the formula for you. Plus 100 minus x divided by 5. This is the formula for calculating car benefits. So X is the rounded down value. You understand that part? So what is happening, why we minus it is, according to the formula table, once it's 95, what we have is 18%. If the CO2 emission per kilometer is 95, it's 18%. But because it is greater than 95 grams per kilometer, we are trying to find the additional. This is the part in trying to find the additional, which is the part of the formula. So do you understand? Okay, we are there. So in getting that additional, what we got is 1%. But note, even if the car is 1,000 grams per kilometer, you cannot exceed this percentage. You can't exceed 37%. That is the max you can go. That's the max you can go. Now, if they tell you that it is a diesel car, if they say it's a diesel car, it still remains this formula, but plus 3%. Just for information, plus 3%. That's for a diesel car. This formula plus 3%, but the maximum is still 37%. So let's go back to this. 16,800 times 19% gives me 3,192. After I had this job, in your mind, you think you're done. But let us go to the requirement of the question. And it says, we should calculate class 1A national insurance. So this is the taxable benefits. Remember, taxable benefits. We have not taxed it yet. We only found out the benefits. Now, in taxing it, we go back to our formula sheets, always, so we do not make mistakes. And here it says employer, class 1 employer, class 1A, which is benefits, 13.8%. There is no threshold of 1 to 8,164 pounds, then 8,164 pounds to 45,000 pounds. No. It is clearly, once you get this, you now say step 5. Class 1A was to 3,192 times 13.8%. Please tell me you understand this. Okay. Now, we are done with this question, but I want to use the opportunity to talk about, so we just treat the NIC. Let's talk about the class 2. I will bring up some fictitious things. We have class 2. Class 2, you see questions like, let's say, Ibra worked for 40 weeks. And was paid, let me twist this question a bit. Yeah, Ibra worked for 40 weeks. Ibra worked for 40 weeks. How would I say? Let me twist this one again. Let me put some twist. Ibra is a sole trader. Because class 2 and class 4, it's for those doing business. It's a sole trader and worked from 1st of January to 31st March. And she was paid, let's say she was paid hourly, she made a profit weekly. She made a weekly, okay, let's see. Maybe I should look for a question. I'm trying to form a question. 2.8 She made a profit. She made a profit of £5,000 in this 3 months. Now, we'll go back to our formula sheet. I will say, let's say, calculate class 2 NIC. Class 2 NIC is calculated £2.85 per week. But note, for small profit thresholds, it is exempt. The small profit threshold is 6,025. So for this, don't worry about it, you're not going to pay anything. You are free. You won't pay anything. But let's say you 7,000 or so. Then what you do is you find here to here how many weeks. Let's say 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Then times 2.85. That's how it's calculated. And you have it there. This is simple, straight to the points, and form out. If you understand, let's say I, all the I's, Okay, now for class 4. Class 4 is done exactly the same way we did the class 1. Just follow it. Class 4 has the same threshold, but different percentage. So 8164 is at nil. This you don't need to copy because it's easy in your formula sheet. At 9%, note this is per year. Then 45001 and above. So class 4 is the same thing. So when you have a yearly income of let's say 60,000 yearly income. No, yearly profit. Because itself income is related to. So the first thing you will do is say blah to this 164 is 0. Then you take 45,000 minus 8, 164. Times 9%. And what does that give us? $3,315. Then we take 60,000 minus 45,000 times 2%. That's 300. And we have 3,615. Understand. You understand? Okay. I think we will have to take some rest. And I'll give you a call able to find out if you have other things that you want. But for now, I think you should be comfortable with NIC. So cheers, guys. Success in your exams tomorrow. Let's go and show them why we're the boss.